The talk of the town is Ethereum and its path to flip Bitcoin. And now, top voice after top voice is coming out explaining why they believe that it's only a matter of time before Ethereum eventually overcomes the market cap of Bitcoin. In fact, as of right now, we're looking at it being a little bit over a 2x from Ethereum before it would challenge the market cap of Bitcoin. We'll see if it does indeed happen, but it's undeniable that the war path Ethereum is on is leading it to certainly challenge for the crown. If you guys are excited for this one, smash that like button. Remember, each and every comment on this video is entered to win your own hardware wallet. And with that said, let's dive in. So as you can see, things are pretty stable here, but if we look at the charts, you can see, Ethereum is just pushing and pushing. It does not want to get beaten down here. It broke out, and you can see it just wants to get back to this all-time high. This is a gorgeous looking chart. I certainly think that all of the talk of bull traps certainly should be put behind us. Now, the reality is that Ethereum looks like it wants to make a new all-time high even before Bitcoin. And if it does that, it might enter into a breakout mode that might send it much closer to the ultimate market cap of Bitcoin than it has ever been in its history. And the FOMO and the belief that Ethereum could become the new king of crypto will start to dominate the interwebs. We're going to talk about all that and more today. But things are still looking really good for Bitcoin, and that's good for Ethereum as well. Aside from a one-off spike 2 weeks ago, long-term holders are not taking exit liquidity. What does this mean? Essentially what this means is, unlike 2018, if we can see in this chart here, let's go over here. You see in January 2018, on every relief rally, what happened here? You see these red spikes? That is the volume of long-term holders selling their coins. So what we saw was that most long-term holders in 2017, they missed this peak of the 2017 top of 20K. But then they didn't sell on the bounce here. They waited for that relief rally, and when we rallied back up to that 16K mark or so, that's when everybody dumped like crazy. And so all the dumpage happened right here. Now, if you look at the chart, as we're looking at this year, what we see is, pretty much no dumping going on here. Here, let me go ahead and zoom back out so you can see it all. But what we see here is that compared to 2018, when all of these long-term holders were selling the relief rally, meaning, hey, they thought the bear market was about to begin, and who knows whether the bear market began because of that or whether they knew it was going to begin, whatever, forget the chicken and the egg debate. But the point is, we're barely seeing any sell-offs here. We got a little spike here, but then that cooled off, and it looks like there's almost no coins taking exit liquidity. As you can see here, it doesn't even compare to what happened in 2018. That's extremely, extremely bullish. Now, we also see here that funding, which indicates the open interest in the leverage, funding is a good example. It's a good indicator to track how leveraged the market is. And when things are really, really leveraged, that's when we can have massive crashes to the downside or massive short squeezes to the upside. But we see that funding is nothing compared to what it was at the beginning of the last major bull leg, meaning that the market is much more neutral, which is healthy. And it means that there could be a lot more rocket fuel once leverage starts getting added on if we are to break all-time highs. And that could absolutely be the rocket fuel up to 100K. Now, in his experience, Zhu here is saying that when he sees people say things like why Bitcoin's price got stuck at 50K by the Wall Street Journal, this is just that, here, let me move this again. This is just that spider sense. Once you're in the market for a long enough time, your spidey senses tend to indicate, hey, I know when I start seeing all of this FOMO or FUD that you usually move in the opposite direction, because the mainstream media, the lamestream media, is always last to the party, and almost every single time they get it wrong. So this is just why, if you're using your spider senses, looking at exit liquidity, looking at the funding rates, looking at the headlines, well, now we have 3 different totally disassociated data points that let you believe, hey, maybe this market is looking like it wants to head a little bit higher, counter trading the news, looking at funding, and looking at exit liquidity. Very good metrics. That said, nothing takes away from the fact that Ethereum has bounced higher and harder than Bitcoin on this recent relief rally, fully twice as close to its all-time high as Bitcoin. What we see here from Spencer Noon is the question is when, not if. And I happen to agree with this. What we see here is that the price of Ethereum versus Bitcoin has, it's definitely been stronger, but it's looking like it's on its way back to all-time highs. And the question is, does Ethereum ever catch Bitcoin's market cap? When Ethereum truly truly explodes, Bitcoin is most likely to also grow as well. So we'll see if Ethereum actually breaks out here. But voice after voice after voice is echoing the flippening. And we're going to dissect all of this after we go through these opinions. But first, let's see Cryptopathic, another very well-respected trader, saying up only, ETH flips Bitcoin in the next 6 months. Obviously, then we got a lot of Maxis and Copers here. So what he said was, Maxi Copers relying on this only makes me more confident. Ethereum a security. And this is one of those things where it's like, if this is your argument of why Ethereum doesn't catch Bitcoin because you're hoping for the regulators to step in and stop Ethereum, like how sad is that? How pathetic is that? That you're a Bitcoiner, you believe in freedom, and yet you have a superior technology come along with a superior community that ends up creating a higher market cap, and you want to call the regulators because it's not fair. Come on. This is absolutely lunacy. Honestly, it's pretty embarrassing. I wish the Bitcoin community was a bit more accepting, and it would make me like Bitcoin better as an asset, but it's just so toxic sometimes. I don't know what to say. Let me know what you guys think about the Bitcoin community. Obviously, I hold Bitcoin. I never sell my Bitcoin. I just accumulate it over time as like a long-term savings sort of asset management strategy, because compared to the rest of crypto, it has far less risk. However, Ethereum is where the magic's at. And then Ethereum inspired things like Solana and AVAX and Polkadot, Cardano. Ethereum is this just a beautiful thing. And I think it's really disrespectful to the history of innovation and the history of crypto just to not accept Ethereum for being as amazing as it is. And then to want to call the regulators on Ethereum, that would be the biggest step backwards for a free and open internet that the world has ever seen, and the worst possible scenario. So this is pathetic. I hope we don't see any of this. But yeah, again, this is what we're seeing here is voice after voice after voice. We see now Seed Phrase Danny, who's one of these OG punks. He holds one of the rarest punks, the 7-trait punk. And he says here, I've never been more worried for Bitcoin maximalists. The future is being built on Ethereum. Amen to that, brother. We also have Beanie Maxi, the controversial NFT commentator here, saying, it should be obvious to anybody that Ethereum will flip in Bitcoin sooner rather than later. Bitcoin has no utility. Retailers only accept it as a gimmick, and you still have to use a bank. Ethereum DeFi via Web3 turns ETH into internet money. This is world game-changing utility. Now, I've been saying this, which is Ethereum is the easiest money in the world. This is like what I view to be my long-term savings account, bank account, where I want to really store a lot of my wealth. I currently still have a big portfolio of Bitcoin that I've amassed from back in the day. But now when I look at opportunities, they're almost exclusively priced in my head in Ethereum. When I buy NFTs, it's priced in Ethereum. When I buy most altcoins, they're priced in Ethereum. And Ethereum is where I sell into after I get in and out of those trades. So Ethereum is very much so my base currency. And I do believe in Ethereum to keep holding and growing. Now, that's not to say that a Solana, a Cardano, and these other ones won't even make a run up to try to challenge Ethereum. I'm sure it's possible. To think that it's possible for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin, but not for another project to try to flip Ethereum, that's silly. You got to expand your horizons because anything is possible. Now, that said, I don't think it happens, or if it does happen, I don't think it happens anytime soon. I think Ethereum maintains its stranglehold as the king of all smart contracts. But that said, the flippening against Bitcoin feels quite imminent. Now, that said, we have Ryan Selkis here, a Bitcoiner, saying Bitcoin has done more to de-risk its status as digital gold / macro monetary hedge than Ethereum has done to de-risk its status as the financial internet. Essentially, what he's saying here is he loves both, but don't confuse platform utility with asset market fit. He's saying Bitcoin doesn't need utility. It does what it does more perfectly than Ethereum does what it does. I'm curious what you think about that. Does utility fall by the wayside just because Ethereum, or because Bitcoin rather, is already at product market fit or asset market fit? And the question is Bitcoin at asset market fit? I don't know. I think that Bitcoin could really use more utility. And if it doesn't do that, then people will probably gravitate towards the things that are more useful, more relevant to their lives. And again, remember, what drives our modern commercial internet? It's the application layer. It's the social media, YouTube, right here where we are right now. It's Twitter, it's video games, and all of these things are use cases, utilities. We don't just care that internet is fast. We care that internet is fast because we want to watch videos. We care that internet is fast because we want to play games. Remember why the internet matters. It's the benefit of the benefit, as many entrepreneurs teach. For example, when I'm selling a drill, I'm not saying, hey, with this drill, you can make a ton of holes in your wall. I'm saying, hey, with this drill, you can hang pictures of your family. You can go ahead and build something useful for your house that you can use. It's not just the actual fit in the market, it's what you do with it. So I honestly disagree with this, but I'm curious what you guys think. And also, like I've been saying, you got to keep your eyes on Polygon. Polygon and some of these other L1s are being a little bit left behind in Solana Summer Mania. Not that Solana has anything negative. I'm very bullish on Solana and Cardano. Those communities, they're so strong. And let's hope that Cardano is as wonderful on the tech layer as it's been promised. But still, you got to shout out what's going on here on Polygon. You got to pay attention to what's going on Cosmos. All these videos I'm doing showing you the less appreciated L1s. That's trying to put you ahead of the game so that when these things end up taking off and everyone goes pointing at data figures as to why it took off, well, you could see those data figures before it takes off too, so you don't have to wait. Also, we see that Uniswap now is on optimism. This is very good. L2 scaling is here, and again, it reinforces the value prop of Ethereum. Now, this was pretty interesting. Vitalik did a random Twitter experiment, as he said here, and he only follows 268 people, and he said, okay, only these people can reply, and he said, just ask me anything kind of crypto or non-crypto related, and Elon Musk said, what is love? Really interesting here was Suzu actually said, what are some promising ideas for Ethereum Doge cooperation? And I think you should look at this. He talks about what he thinks Doge should do, which is switch to POS and then keep the $5 billion emissions to create a DAO to essentially incentivize the network. Very interesting stuff. I love hearing Vitalik speak. He's really one of the biggest geniuses that's probably ever walked the planet, and certainly a thought leader and an innovator that I think will stand the test of time. I mean, the guy's in his early 20s or mid 20s. Absolute insanity. Also, we see DeFi TVL now at all-time high. I've been telling you guys that the rotation back into DeFi is happening, and NFTs, even though they're on this micro dip here, I'm pretty much diamond handing my NFTs. We'll see how that works out. I think that a lot of my NFTs are in a blue chip category, so I think they will come back strong. I'm not selling NFTs on the dip. However, this DeFi TVL is showing a breakout here, and to me, TVL is the best sort of fundamental indicator for DeFi's strength, and I believe that TVL reaching new all-time highs like it just did is very bullish for DeFi. I would call it fall because it's no longer summer, but this is definitely something you want to pay attention to. And if you're looking for easy ways to get into DeFi, well, I highly suggest indexes. Indexes are an easy way to expose yourself to DeFi. As we see here, Index Co-op is the leader in these indexes with $1.3 million in cumulative protocol revenue, with 98.5% of their products being unincentivized, meaning this isn't like, hey, we'll give you a bajillion percent APY if you come use our products, like we're seeing with everything else in crypto. What we're seeing is they have $366 million in TVL. I actually think it's higher. Let me go over to the Index Co-op website. And what we see is they have, this is like very comp the way they've done this. They have $237 million in diversified crypto index products, $402 million in, okay, so I think it's just quantifying it. Yeah, so it looks like they have over $400 million in crypto index products. And they have a bunch, they have a DeFi Pulse Index, the DPI. They have the ETH2FL. This is the flexible leverage index. I'm not actually sure what this one does. They have the metaverse index, which a lot of people are wondering, how do you buy into the metaverse? Yeah, you could go just buy into Sandbox, you could just go buy into Decentraland, or you could buy into an index of all the top metaverse projects. Very interesting. And then they also have the Bankless BED index. I'm not sure what this one is either, but just seeing how dominant these guys are in attracting TVL into their index products, it makes me bullish on index. And so I actually did buy quite a bit of index over the last few days. It's down on a nice dip here. I do own index. Obviously, I usually when I cover things that I believe in, I'm tempted to buy them. So I am an owner of index. Make your own decisions. This is a low cap coin that could easily dump 50%, 80%. So understand it's high risk. But I do think this kind of behavior is going to be really appealing to the masses, and seeing such a dominant product in this market. As we see here, Index Co-op has captured the vast majority of on-chain crypto structured product AUM versus similar protocols. As you can see here from this chart, what we see is that the Index Co-op is this purple line, and their TVL is massive here. As you can see, it actually isn't current because they're up here at 400 million. But look at all these other products down here, not even giving them a remote challenge. So we know that this is the leader, Index Co-op, and we know that their products, the DPI, MVI, those are seriously dominating products. If you want exposure to metaverses, if you want exposure to DeFi, I think it's one of those things where this is the set it and forget it approach that will be very appealing to a lot of people. And I bet they're going to add more products like a gaming index, NFT index, and other things like that. It's going to be very interesting to see how these things go. But don't sleep on Index Co-op. Remember, I'm an owner of this coin. I like it. I'm biased, so do your own research. Make your own conclusions. You got this. So as the bull market heats up for another leg, here we are. It feels like 2017 all over again as we talk about the flippening of ETH and Bitcoin. And quite frankly, anything is possible. But after seeing the eruption of utility and excitement around NFTs, around DeFi, most of which happen on Ethereum, as well as the incredible EIP 1559 that is reducing the supply of Ethereum the more the actual protocol is used, this is insane and actually makes Ethereum's monetary policy better than Bitcoin's. Bitcoin is inflationary. That's the reality up until 21 million coins, which we won't be at for decades. So there's more and more inflation coming into Bitcoin, and in theory, Ethereum could become de facto deflationary. Of course, we will see how this all plays out. What do you think? Do you think Ethereum has a chance of flippening Bitcoin? I personally think that there is a non-zero chance, probably a 50-50 shot for Ethereum to do it this year in 2021. I believe Ethereum is on its way to 20,000. I've been saying that for several months now, and I believe that Ethereum can absolutely repeat the gains that Bitcoin had back on its last cycle. Remember, Bitcoin's 2013 cycle topped out at 1100. Ethereum's first big bull cycle topped out at 1400. So its first bull cycle, Ethereum's, was actually a higher gain in actual just US dollar value per coin than Bitcoin's first cycle. So now this is Ethereum's big second bull cycle. Remember, Bitcoin's second bull cycle was 20K. And I know I'm comparing apples and oranges a bit here, but just know that there's absolutely no reason why Ethereum cannot reach $20,000 per coin. And I believe that would probably be under a situation where Bitcoin is a smaller market cap, if only for just a short amount of time during that blow off top. But anyway, I've talked enough. It's your turn now. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think about this video. I'm also gonna be looking into doing some amazing community engagement initiatives here on the channel, connecting more closely with you guys and especially the Elio Trades NFT holders. So I'm gonna be cooking up some really interesting stuff. It's not gonna come out for a while, but I'm really excited to use the NFT collection that I let out earlier this year and really dig in with those holders, what I assume are some of my biggest fans as well. And I really wanna connect using the NFTs with that community. So this could be several months away, but I'm excited to start using NFTs to connect more closely with my community. Let me know what you guys think about that. Remember, each and every comment on this video is entered to win your own hardware wallet. As always, my name's Elio Trades. You can find me on Twitter at Elio Trades. Highly recommend you follow me there, as I'll be doing some giveaways of very valuable NFTs. And of course, if you want the absolute best that this industry has to offer, those 100x, 1000x picks, those gems before anyone else has them, well, all you have to do is subscribe and put that bell notification on. We're giving you winner after winner here. It's totally free, and it gives me joy to see you guys make some money. So I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you guys smash that like button, comment below, and I'll see you very soon on the next episode.